Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Week 7 of Champions League, the first of 3 matches on the night. We've got another one scheduled for 9 p.m. and one for 11 for the Night Owls out there. But for now, we have Thunderbolts, until recently the top team in the league, against their divisional rival, Lag, who are running a 3-3 record on the season and looking to play spoiler. I am Kvox, with me is Zach, and thank you for joining us for all the Rocket League action. How are you feeling tonight, Zach?
Uh, Absolutely fantastic here. I'm excited for an evening of Rocket League to get kicked off and excited to join you here in the booth. And like you were saying, yeah, we have Thunderbolts who in right now record of 5-1 versus Lags 3-3. So having looked at them play in the past throughout all of their previous matches, do you have anything kind of like to look into this? What are you seeing? What are you expecting from this matchup?
Well, Thunderbolts have been running a very, very good system, and they also have Zika with them tonight, who has been an incredible free agent. He's been drifting around, causing trouble, bringing up a storm, and I think he's going to be a particularly good answer to Lag's Oni. Life Story over at Lag is a good team leader, playmaker, opportunity creator. Oni's a great finisher. That's going to be a very interesting thing to see. And what I'm looking forward to seeing is how Thunderbolts adjusts, because a couple weeks ago now they got their undefeated record ruined. They lost to Team Phoenix, who until that point had been the bottom team in the league. Last week they won with a 3-0. Lag also won last week. Lag defeated Team Bloom, who were also one of the top teams in the league. After that, we no longer had any undefeated teams. Team Bloom were the last ones standing. So Lag is absolutely the kind of team that can surprise people, can deal out upsets, and just cannot be ruled out. And frankly, it's been upset city nonstop in this league for the past few weeks now, for almost a month now. I don't think anybody expected 1NE versus versus Hydra to go out the way it did.
1NE and Hydra. 1NE is an
Zach?
absolute force to be reckoned with, and the fact that it did go so heavily in favor for Hydra, it's well, we have upsets do make things very interesting for everybody. However, it can be harsh on the team. Yeah, so as we're just waiting for my co-caster here to get back reconnected into Discord, the typical Discord problems that everyone is accustomed to. Yeah, looking back at the Week 7 matches, we were just seeing it right there. There's the one upset going into that with 1NE, but then back to the teams we're currently focused on right now. Thunderbolts versus Lag, both playing a fairly similar score lineup, with Lag starting lineup coming up to a 698 versus Thunderbolts, who are going a little bit low at the 681. I believe this is going off the starting lineup. Daniel, Cut, and Ivy for Thunderbolts. And we were talking, we're talking about how
Yes.
Thunderbolts came off of a surprising defeat to Team Phoenix
Mm-hmm,
last
mm-hmm.
week. Both teams actually going into this week with the 3-0. The previous games that they played for them did end in the defeat. Lag to 1NE.
Yeah, Lag did have a hard time against 1NE. 1NE, one of the best teams in this entire league. Really up there in the conversation with Thunderbolts, with Bloom, with everybody, really. They have been incredibly tough to stop. Nobody was really expecting what happened last night. I certainly wasn't. But Cut is an incredible player for Thunderbolts. Very good at creating openings and getting into the action. I'm really eyeing what Cut gets up to tonight, because he has a great track record of creating opportunities, of creating shots, dividing the offense, playing off walls, and that is going to be a really great thorn in the side for Lag and for Life Story.
Yeah, and Cut playing that lower rank role, it's crucial role when it comes to these mixed rank leagues. Whether whether that player has to be the more aggressive to step up to either the higher ranks, kind of not really finding their rhythm through that match, or has to be that third man. There's almost as much rotational dependencies for the lowest ranked person on the team as the highest in their own way.
Yeah, that is going to be what I have an eye on as we start to file in now. We're going in live. Thunderbolts versus Lag. We've got kickoff in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Champions League.
Yeah, and the kickoff here going in favor of Thunderbolts. Ivy looking to carry it up, drop it down to Daniel, who takes the shot and slots it top left.
Already.
An early opening goal in the first 10 seconds.
Just an immediate strong start. Look how Ivy tricks people with where he's playing it off the wall. The defense seems to expect him to be the one making the shot. Instead, it passes straight to Daniel, and that's one hell of a way to make an impression. Only 7 seconds in.
Yeah, and Daniel again forcing the ball past the second man. Now Cut looking to set itself up for the pass mid, but Blitz comes in with a crucial clear out. Now it's centered to Oni. Oni takes a shot. Daniel not quite fast enough, and Oni with a quick response.
Yeah, that is the kind of thing you tend to expect from Oni. Blitz beats Ivy here, and that is just a collapse of rotation. Daniel should not have been the last person back, the only person back there with no boost, turning in the wrong direction relative to the play with the ball directly over the back of his car. That is on Thunderbolts to prevent those kinds of opportunities. Daniel should not have had to be in that position.
Yeah, and there was another last-minute cut that Daniel had to make on defense to make that work. However, now offense, Daniel with the shot, looking to slot it, and there seem to have been 2 players from Leg just kind of awkwardly positioned here, trying to drop down on the ball. You see, here's the centering pass from Cut, Daniel's shot, and maybe a team bump actually coming through on the blue line.
What in the world is happening here?
Right, kickoff, Blitz wins in favor, but collected by Daniel. Daniel up, looking to play, going for the reset, not quite finding that reset. Now Ivy, a quick
Life
response,
Story gets it. He's trying to send it up.
Oni looking to get it past all 3 defenders, but Daniel finding that touch. Ivy up, looking past 1, maybe the second as well. Daniel's going to cut in, get it over that second player. Now Oni playing good third man, actually clears it past everybody and might find the back of the net, and he does. Ivy just couldn't get back in time for that save, and Oni ties it up 2-2.
These collapses in rotational discipline are becoming a theme for Thunderbolts. They are pressing far too far up, and they're trying to create opportunities to steal goals, to create intense pressure up in the high press. But Oni is incredibly good at finding those opportunities, those little gaps, and then there's nobody stopping him. It's completely free traffic. He directs the ball into the corner, brings it skyward, loses the ball to Daniel. Blitz is going after it, can't get it. Life Story forces a double back. Oni races it down with no boost, gets it off the wall. Lag misses, Blitz misses. Oni gets it up into the air again. Who's following up? Oni gets it by 1 defender, can't get it by 2. Not enough boost to face Daniel. Life Story whiffs, he misses the ball. Blitz come back going for it. This is not exactly what they were hoping for, but this is, oh boy, disconnected. Okay, this is going to be in the bag really quickly for Lag at this rate if Lag can't get this going. If Thunderbolts can't get out of their own half like this.
Yeah, and here you see another pass center on the offense to Oni. Oni not finding the back of the net due to just too many orange cars in. Cut now in defense, taking the long clear. Oni trying to create that space, but quick cut by Ivy keeps it in play. Now Ivy having a 1v1 Life Story does get it past both, and Cut actually gets faked out by the miss. Now Oni in possession. Ivy's going to take that quickly off of him and restart the offense for the orange side here. Ivy with the reset, looking for maybe follow-up, accidentally backflips here, which gives Oni potentially the time. No, Daniel's going to backflip. Life Story just gets that crucial clear, and now it's a 2v1 here on defense, but Ivy does play that beautifully and gets the clear. Patient delay on that, allowing his second man to get back and create that distraction. Right, now as Lag is having to play a bit of defense. Oni with a long clear. Wasn't a ton of pressure coming out of Thunderbolts. I would have expected a few more shots trying to find that center, but it looked like they were looking to connect on some passes, which might be the strategy they're going into this. Now Cut, looking to up, maybe connect with Ivy. Ivy tries to get it past Blitz. Blitz comeback. Blitz comeback does get the clear back out, but Cut straight back into the play, and he's back on Oni. Up over one. Just Ivy left to contend with, but Ivy plays that patiently, gets the clear out. Now Ivy up versus one, just over Blitz. Life Story next. Accidentally clears that center, but Oni is already there waiting. Now pass from Oni, looking for Life Story. Life Story's going to drop it down. Maybe both. Double commit from Oni and Blitz actually might go in the favor of Thunderbolts if they can just find the clear on this ball. And there it might be Ivy. Ivy 1v1. Now Blitz already back, putting that into a 1v2. But Ivy's up. He's going to look to drop that down. And there's Oni with a critical clear and a save. Now Oni looking to challenge Ivy. Ivy having to do a lot of work there in the right corner. And Daniel just not willing to put that pressure on the defense, worried about those clears and the overcommits from Thunderbolts. But now the pressure's coming out, the demos are coming out, Oni is out of play, but Life Story is going to slow that down, keep that in control in the back right corner, and just prevent an offensive attack from taking advantage of Oni's elimination. Now Oni looking for the clear. Cut is going to play that into the corner, buy some time for his teammates. Still having to play around Oni here. Double commit. Life and Blitz are going to send it long downfield. Potentially a double tap option there from Life, but doesn't quite find it, so the clear comes through. But Oni keeps it in play. Now there's an awkward touch there from Cut, who sends it back midfield, inwards pass to the opposite team, but Daniel in net manages to get the clear. 9 seconds left. Tied 2-2. Does this go OT? Do we see the first OT of today? Oni, Cut, and there it is. Overtime, game one. One goal to close out this first game as Oni loses the 50 back, and Blitz doesn't find the clear. Now Life, a little bit of an awkward touch down, leaves it for Daniel. Daniel's going to try to bounce it off the corner. Pass to Ivy, and Ivy slots it bottom right. 11 seconds in, and Thunderbolts take game one, 3-2.
That is exactly what Thunderbolts is like when they're at their best. Ivy is an incredible linking chain between successive touches, and Daniel gets it straight to him at a perfect moment. Other way around, actually, Ivy gets it to Daniel, but sorry about that, everybody. I was dealing with some bugbears back home in the booth, so everything should be fine now. Hopefully, everyone is having a good time with this first game as we go further into the series. But Thunderbolts, after a rough start, thanks to Oni, really warming up and getting back in form. What have you seen so far, Zach, that really feels like the story of the match?
Well, at the beginning, we really just saw a couple rotational mistakes, leaving one man to have to defend against sometimes two players from Lag, and that's what led to some of the goals for, against Daniel, especially ones that Oni was able to create that space. And once they started cleaning that rotation up and closing those spaces and gaps up, and in some cases increasing the physicality, later on we saw two demos come in on Oni, it really started to change that momentum, and they were able to put some pressure back onto Lag.
That's exactly what I think they're going to need, especially with Oni. They need to keep Oni out of this because we saw how quickly Oni can spot openings in their formation and capitalize, and those long stretches of backfield that were completely open and just had nobody in position to do anything.
Yeah, and these opening minutes, or these opening seconds, if we go by the speed of scoring in the last game, these opening seconds of game two are going to be critical to get that momentum. Currently, Thunderbolts with the closing momentum from the first game. Let's see if they can keep that up off this kickoff.
That's exactly what they're hoping for. Anything can happen here in Rocket League.
Yeah, it looks like they do. That momentum continuing to carry them through. Ivy just off the kickoff. Beautiful win. A little bit too pushed up a little too high for Blitz, and the ball just sneaks in behind him. So opening goal again, actually in the first 2 seconds this time, so faster than last. And Cut's now going to look to help make that two early on. Now Daniel clear to the left. Ivy going to go up the wall. Try to set something up, but Life just trying to play time. Try to catch and lure out 2 defenders from Thunderbolts into the same corner, but it doesn't quite work out in his favor. Ivy with the clear. Blitz is going to have to race up there, get the ball away from his net, centering past a shot attempt from Daniel intercepted, and Ivy is going to clear that back into the blue half. A little miss from Blitz, but Oni is going to be there to rescue him from that situation. Daniel is now going to collect off the wall, looking for the centering pass down to Cut. Oni slices in between both of them and finds the clear. Now Ivy slowing the pace down, letting his teammates get back. And now we're back in the orange half, and Ivy is going to look for that clear. Life against Ivy. Accidentally does a little bit of a backflip there. Now Ivy was looking maybe for a centering pass to Cut, but Cut catch it a little too early. And that's going to see the ball fly back into the orange half here with a nice booming clear. Now Daniel having to defend off of his back wall. All right, Ivy looking to get it clear out, but some good cuts and pressure here from Lag. They're looking to create that opportunity, break up the defensive rotation, and there's a pass over from Blitz to Oni, almost finds the net, but the post, and another post shot, this time from Life Story. There's some great opportunity, great pressure, just trying to break up that defense, but the shots, the accuracy, it has to be there if they want to find that goal.
Looks like Ivy might have DC'd in the goal, maybe AFK in the goal there. Unfortunately, K-Box having to hop out here since he's having some internet issues of himself. But Oni scores one when they're not looking. Daniel a little bit too concerned with the fact that Ivy might have DC'd to save that ball. And unfortunately, that one's going to find its way into the net for the equalizer.
Yeah, that's the thing with these games is you have to really stay focused. Things like this can happen, and I've had it happen in a game previously, and you just have to do your best in those 2v3 situations and try to buy time for your teammate to make it back. And right now, it's just not working. Lag is pouncing on these opportunities with another goal sinking in off of a beautiful challenge and dunk from Oni.
Yeah, I mean, really nothing there that you can do, unfortunately. It does look like Ivy might be making their way back onto the pitch, but not a second too soon there. And unfortunately, it does make it its way into the net, finding themselves at a 2-1 scoreline, 1 goal down now. Cut trying to find one towards the net, but Blitz firing that backdoor down the field. Oni now on it. Blitz with the 50. Life now forced to make a touch. It's awkward for Daniel, but Daniel known to do something with those balls. It's very, very impressive what he's managed to do, and he controls it so well every single time. But Ivy just unfortunately not there. Nobody home for the side of of Thunderbolts here, and they'll concede yet another goal here.
Yeah, and that was a painful camera angle as the director shot for me switched right back to Ivy sitting in goal as we had to watch the ball go down next to him into the net. Looks like they're still waiting for the reconnect. Daniel's going to have to really kind of bring that focus back into the game. We saw some good opportunities already on net, even though they were a 2v3. And there, Ivy is back with a shot immediately as soon as he returns to the game. But now they're going to have to scramble to get those rotations, those threes rotations back in motion. We saw it work really well early on in this game. They're going to have to get it back together now as they have to recover from a 3-1 deficit.
Oh my goodness! Blitz with an absolute missile downfield. Doesn't have a chance for it doesn't look like Cut has a chance to really get up for that. Unfortunately, a little bit of an awkward angle for him, and does end up finding its way into the back of the net now. 4-1. Tall order for any team, but here Thunderbolts, known here in the league as the Wonderbolts for their clutch factor, making something out of nothing. They will try to find their way back now. Daniel with a single touch to the sidewall. Oni fires one to the backboard, and it's going to be over. Nobody there to collect from the side of Lag, which they have been so good at doing so far here, Zach.
Yeah, and one of the things that Lag was doing really well previously to Ivy's disconnection is even in the 3-on-3 situation, finding ways to slowly put pressure, starve the boost, and try to find the opportunity. But in this case, it's Daniel. Daniel with that pass down from Cut off the sidewall, passes it back to himself, opens up the net, and just catches Oni and Life just a little too far from the slot.
Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate situation there, and now both teams on their back foot here. It doesn't look like either team is terribly excited to be the next one to concede a goal here, so each team playing it very safe. Daniel now with the control play over 2. So looks like Thunderbolts take their time with this. Ivy taking it underneath 1 and gets it around. Finds the slot in the bottom corner and will confirm the comeback.
Yeah, and in a matter of minutes, we go from a 4-1 to just a single goal differentiating this game number 2. Beautiful fake from Ivy. 3rd goal for this game. See what they got off the kickoff. It's going to be a standard kickoff down center. Life Story is going to kind of lose it a little bit, turn away from it. Maybe thought one of his teammates was going to pressure that a little harder, but Daniel pounces straight on that and sends it into the blue corner. Now Blitz with the response. Cut, pops a high. Ivy looking to beat Oni, but Oni's got him beat by miles now. Center to Blitz. Blitz with the shot. Daniel with the save, keeping it 4-3 for now.
4-3 is the goal line to beat right now. Thunderbolts needing something so desperately here in the last 30 seconds as they try to put on a show for us here on this beautiful field that we call home to our Rocket League pitch for the night. So Daniel takes out 1 in the corner. Life Story going to be on low boost. Daniel does get the nice touch, making it awkward around Life. Ivy now to try and confirm it. No, does get the demo on the way out, but Daniel now sending one to the backboard. Ivy's on full boost, but Blitz there to save it away on the goal line. Cut with the shot, Oni with the save, and 1 second remains now as the ball floats in the air. We'll see if they can do it. No, it's going to hit the ground, and Lag is going to take game 2.
Yeah, and that's a painful one. That's a very painful one for Thunderbolts. As I have to say, throughout the rest of this match, they were by far the better team on the pitch, and they just got punished for that DC, unfortunately. And they almost came back down by 1 at the end. I'm sure that game number 3 is going to look a lot different than what we've seen so far.
Yeah, we will take a look at the stats real quick before we get into the next game. It does look like, unfortunately, our friends over at Thunderbolts having a little bit of trouble getting on the board. Cut now over at 140. Life Story also bringing in 122 on the board, but the combination of points on the board for Lag was definitely just more. 1,200 combined total score for them versus Lag's or Thunderbolts 898 score. So definitely a 400 point differential there that they're going to have to make up in this next match. Does look like Lag was very commanding with their lead. I don't know about you, Zach, but that's at least how I would consider it.
Yeah, and I feel it was whenever Lag could get themselves in the ozone, in Thunderbolt's ozone pretty much, is they were able to create that pressure. They were able to slowly pass it around, break it up, quickly cut midfield, keep the ball in play, and try to starve out Thunderbolts. It's just Thunderbolts playing on defense. They were playing fantastically. Lots of goals let in, unfortunately, with that 2v3 situation. But when they had all 3 players, they were able to transition out of those defensive plays and into good offenses. But now Blitz with the opening shot off the kickoff to Oni. Oni sinks it 5 seconds in, and that's been the story so far for the series.
My goodness, I didn't even have time to switch scenes there before Oni finds an absolute banger into the side of the goal. No defender there to save that one away. Unfortunately, we'll bring them up in the early lead here as we try to find a Thunderbolts comeback here. So they did look a little bit, on the back foot in that second game. Game 3 now. They are on the back foot yet again, but 1 goal is definitely not the widest of margins, and they could definitely pull this back here.
And Ivy looking to play it past to all 3 players. Doesn't find it past Oni at the end, and Oni's going to clear it up. Ivy already on the sidewall collecting, going off the backboard. Pass down to Cut, and Cut off of that beautiful play ties up the game 1-1 in the first 30 seconds.
This is that chemistry that we've been talking about with Thunderbolts. They're always perfectly there for a middle pass, someone to miss something, just to capitalize on a mistake. They're always so chemically bound to each other that when one person is rotating around another, it just looks like one of those atoms with their electrons and neutrons, everyone just rotating around each other in perfect orbit. But now Cut with 1 to the back wall. We'll try to get a second touch here, keep it awkward for Life. Daniel now sending 1 to the backboard. Oni up for it, does not get the touch. That'll be a shot on, commits all 3 defenders for it. Now Ivy back to the backboard, taking their time. Doesn't get the touch that they're looking for, but Blitz doesn't find one either. Oni, they're forced to save him away. Does get the full field air dribble and a flip reset to go. Ivy on low boost, forced to save that one away.
Yeah, and that was a scary moment. We saw an opportunity with Cut needing to be a little bit more aggressive potentially on that ball, but they're able to recover off of a save. Now Ivy popping into the wall, looking to pass himself. Nice pinch, but a clear from Blitz, who's been crucial on the blue defense, making sure that ball gets back into the orange half and trying to give Oni those 1v1 opportunities. But now it's Ivy with a clear back. Oni going to intercept that, looking up the wall, looking maybe to center it down for a pass, but Daniel, good backboard defense. Life Story back on self-centering pass, gets a demo, but Daniel, third man, is able to come in clutch and keep that out.
Yeah, this defense has been really, really good from Lag. Definitely haven't seen them falter too terribly much here, not really committing too terribly many people. We did see that triple commit coming out from the side of Thunderbolts, and that one was very indicative of what might actually happen if they are panicked in a position that they can't really control. But Daniel now trying to see if they can force another uncomfortable position. His Cut keeps that in a really, really weird spot for the side of Thunderbolts. Oni now trying, but low boost. Doesn't get the pinch that he was looking for, but will stay behind it, looking for a 50, maybe a bump. But Life saving him away a little bit. Life now looking for another one on low boost. Does get it past 2. But Thunderbolts, unfortunately, nobody there to follow up for them. That's a very rare miss on them from the mistake.
Yeah, Life had done a phenomenal job breaking up all 3 players on defense and basically just creating tons of time. And you need to see a little more trust from the teammate, expecting that type of play can happen. You know, you want to see players pounce on every opportunity, and I'm sure hopefully they don't regret this, but they might not here as Blitz just cuts rotation, picks it out from in front of Ivy and Cut. Right here from the pass, Daniel just beaten to the rotation and goes in on the orange side.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's exactly what we were talking about, them capitalizing on mistakes really, really well, especially in those 1v1 situations. All of our players here on the Thunderbolts, you know, at a high enough rank that they can handle pretty much a 1v1 with most other ranks. You know, it's not a style that you see from most of these teams, but now Cut taking this down the field. We'll see if he can get a 1v1 himself, and Blitz is not able to get back to that. That'll tie it up for them 2-2 at 2:02.
Look at this pinch from Daniel. Absolute slaughter. Blitz, nothing you can do. It's as far right as you can go. Any more to the left, and Blitz would have made that. So fantastic snipe from Daniel on that pinch. Is now we 2 minutes in. We are tied 2-2 in this third game. Crucial game right now for Thunderbolts to come out victorious on.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what Blitz can do to get back into the play a little bit more, as he's been, you know, committing himself first, but a lot of times it's not exactly working out in the way that he, I think, is hoping it would. You know, going for a challenge and maybe not quite making it there in time. But unfortunately, this one might not be the same story. Life now saving it away. Oni back on the backboard with low boost. Blitz there to save it away. Again, this you know, brick wall defense coming out from Lag. They're not really letting anything past, making Thunderbolts work for every single possession that they have here.
And we saw that beautiful passing play attempt. All 3 players involved, unfortunately, doesn't create any real threatening shot opportunities. But now Ivy, clear of a 1, demos the Life on the route, and Blitz is going to be forced to try to clear, but Ivy in the way. Ivy comes out with another destructive attack, and the aggressive play is coming out of Thunderbolts now, trying to break up that defense that you were talking about, where that Lag has had so well. Now Daniel accidentally misses that, but Ivy there in third, centering pass from Oni, but all 3 players for Thunderbolts are there to intercept, and now it's Cut. Cut's got a 1v1 situation, but it's against Oni, and Oni beats him to that, but quick pass back from Ivy. Cut in possession. A 50 almost ends up in an own goal by Blitz, but that was a scary moment there for Lag.
Yeah, what a situation to find yourselves in here. You know, 2-2 at 17 seconds remaining, possibly an overtime situation presenting itself here now. Daniel not eager to let it go to the overtime, the OT, a very scary place to exist, as it's a golden goal opportunity. First person to score wins, walks away with that third game. 1 second now, and as soon as the ball touches, which it does, we will be finding ourselves in overtime.
Yeah, and we saw what happened in the first OT. Daniel closing it out in 15 seconds. Let's see if they can do it again here as we hit the 10-second mark. Cut, unfortunately, it doesn't quite make contact, but it accidentally fakes Oni out as well. Now Blitz demoed by Cut, and Daniel is able to make that save now with tons of time. Flick from Ivy, high, challenges life, goes low. Blitz is going to have to defend that off the back wall, trying to find one of his teammates, but Daniel is there to intercept. And now the pressure starting to mount from Thunderbolts, trying to find that opportunity to break up the defense. And there it might be, as both players from Lag just find themselves awkward on each post. And Ivy is going to come out of nowhere and slot that one in.
Yeah, what a beautiful slot from Ivy, coming out of nowhere and securing Thunderbolts their win in Game 3. We'll be going to a Game 4 here, in which now Lag is on the back foot. Not the position that I think we saw coming by any means, but it is the position, again, like I say always, that we find ourselves in. Lag now battling back against Thunderbolts. See if they can find the comeback. Any thoughts on this game here, Zach?
It looked a lot more evenly matched compared to what we saw previously. Obviously, you say that again to OT, so there was a lot of equality throughout this game. But when it comes to the end result, other than looking, if you're looking at the score, you can see the total score of the 12-36 from Thunderbolts. But if I'm looking outside of the score, it was all about which team could convert from those defensive plays. And at the end of the day, what came out on top with that is Thunderbolts. Both teams played fantastic defense, but one was able to convert out of that with a quick transition and catch the other team awkward on their back foot and put a goal in net.
100%. It's definitely impressive to see Thunderbolts come around and really bounce back after that last game. It was a very tough one for them to be in, but they did find their way back. It was a bit of a overgrown pathway that they found, and they had to hack their way through with a machete, but they earned it in that brawl. Finally scoring that golden goal.
And now we're going to line up for what could be the last game of this series if Thunderbolts are able to clean this one up. But we might also see Game 7. However, a fake high from Daniel leaves Ivy taking a shot on a non-existent defender. And that's another, in the first 5 seconds, another goal.
I mean, who are these guys playing like they? Who do they think they are? They're coming out and just super confident, coming out, ripping shots at the net. I mean, man, all of these players very mechanically talented on their own. All of them at certain points have had some troubles positionally, but quite frankly, you can teach positioning. Mechanics are definitely a bit harder to learn, so it's interesting to see these two teams battle it out and see which one adapts earlier.
Yeah, and the pressure. This has been a serious increase here from Thunderbolts, as unfortunately a double miss. That was 2 opportunities. Cut, did fall a bit awkward on that to try to make the save, but then I just don't think anyone expected that, and Blitz on the response finds a equalizer here.
My goodness, Cut. I like I said, I don't know who's playing on your account right now, buddy, but that was some impressive stuff. Goes for the flip reset there, gets it off the backboard, and almost confirms, just pixels off the double touch. Oni now trying to rip one early on at net at the 420 mark. Will be 1-1 now. They're both teams very eager to make sure that they're the ones winning this matchup, as Thunderbolts find themselves on match point and Lag fighting to come back here. 1 game, 1 in the series.
Yeah, and even though it ended in a goal on the opposite side, seeing Cut step up, I didn't see him as much as I would have liked to in that last game. See him step up and try some riskier moves. You've got 2 highly skilled players on the backside there, ready to receive any potential mistakes. So it gives that player the opportunity, and I love seeing that step up. But now Ivy having to make that save from Life Story, who takes a beautiful shot off the sidewall, and Oni, they're going back into that rotation that we saw work so well for them a few games back, just trying to keep Thunderbolts on the back foot, slowly starve them out and change the pace into a way that they can play. Now Life, 50 midfield. Ivy is going to leave that for Daniel. Daniel's going to try to play a pass, but Oni with a booming clear. That's, however, going to leave it for Cut now. Cut looking for a 50. Oni, good interception. And he's going to keep that midfield. He's got a full tank of boost. See what he can do with it here. He's going to be quickly challenged by Ivy, who's going to say no to that.
Yeah, it's been interesting seeing all of these players play here on the pitch tonight. Ivy securing another one. Not eager to let me talk about anything else other than the game at hand, but Ivy banging another one home right underneath the crossbar. No, what was it? What I was going to say was it's been interesting watching these players, come out here on the pitch and, with the experience here with our six-man's bot here in the Champions League Discord server. If you're not in there, !Discord gives you a link. However, with that, experience, getting to play against some of these guys in the six-man's groups, it really gives you a whole different understanding of how each of these people plays and, how it's going to sort of revolve out on the actual Rocket League pitch. It's never a clean-cut story with any of these teams. However, Ivy trying to make it nice and clean-cut, gets the clean-cut demo through one. Everything about that play was pretty clean-cut, but Blitz will come through just to ruin up the fade a little bit.
Yeah, and now they're finding themselves on the back foot. Pop up from Ivy. Quick challenge by Cut, and that's going to prevent Oni from that potential double tap attempt. Ivy trying to fake it below life. Now Ivy looking to flick it past Oni. Oni's going to play that safe. Knows he's up to some shenanigans and give time for Blitz to just come in and win that 50 off of him. But Daniel says no to that and immediately puts the ball back in the blue half here. And when you're up by one, it's not as comfortable as you would like it or people might think it is. But being able to just take your time, it gives you a little more time to maybe not have to play as aggressive as you normally would and play more solid rotation. But as I say, that little double commit comes in from both Ivy and Daniel. Cut now is going to be stuck on the back foot in defense, but good thing here is Life couldn't get it back in time, so Cut is not going to be left alone. But now shot from Blitz intercepted by Ivy, and Lag is looking to reset up that three-man rotation in offense.
Yeah, this one's going to sit right in front of net. Ivy now saving it away on the goal line. Blitz hurrying back, scurrying back to try and get it. Oni calling him off. Taking the full field air dribble, a very confident play. Takes it over one, and Daniel and Cut gets the second touch there on the goal line. Life now on low boost. Ivy now taking it over, but it's going to be a very tough situation for Thunderbolts to go ahead and kind of make their way out of here. Lag has been very, very good about putting up the midfield defense and really saying, hey, no going past our half of the field. We're interested in setting up camp on your half and trying to pepper the backboard for shots. Ivy looking for one there. That's going to go wide, though. As Daniel gets a pass out to Cut, but that's going to be saved away. Both teams very, very eager to try and close this out, but I will say this Lag defense has been ironclad.
Yeah, and right now, though, down by one in a series-defining game for Lag, they're going to need to find more than just the 3 shots on net. And there's another one, but it is blocked by Cut, who does get credit for that save. And now another shot on attempt from Blitz. Ivy off the backboard, and now Cut full tank of boost. Oni is going to try to pop it mid. Ooh. Double whiff, triple whiff, shot from Blitz. Cut just gets in the way of that, and that is a crucial save off of that play. Now they're scrambling. Thunderbolts looking to waste time here. Life is going to be up. Can he find that shot? It goes low. He finds it. 2 seconds left on the clock, and Life keeps his team in this series.
I mean, 2 seconds left with 2 goals to, really keep yourself going to overtime. I mean, really, you can't get any better than this. The story just writes itself here. As both these teams go for another kickoff, trying to seal this away before the dreaded OT hits the time, and it will go in. Life Story securing his team another life here in the series.
Life truly living up to his game, creating a story for his team, a 2-second goal to tie it up, and a buzzer beater off the kickoff. That game was completely ripped right from under Thunderbolt's feet by Life Story. Fantastic showing, and we've got Game 5.
I mean, you really don't get any better than that. I can't really complain. We will be heading here to a Game 5, I believe, correct?
Yeah, it's Game 5 now.
Game 5, my goodness.
Tied up 2-2.
This is such a tied game. Nobody really expected it to be this close, but here we are at a Game 5. I hope everybody's ready because we don't get any better Rocket League than this. Although tonight we do have a couple of other matches, so make sure you guys do stay tuned to that. But I will guarantee you, this will probably be the Game 5 of the night as we get into it. The kickoff hits and Cut, finding the touch early, Doesn't really get anything off of it, but Ivy now on back low boost. We'll see if Blitz can get it off the backboard. Life with an early shot, and the bump seals the deal for Lag. They take first blood.
And the stories continue in this series. We haven't seen a game yet where there isn't a goal in the first 15 seconds. And yet again, there's another one. Lag taking the early lead on this one. Something that they did have in, I believe, the previous game as well. And Ivy is going to look to take a shot just a little high, and there's no second man to follow. Now Oni challenging Cut. Cut with a nice play off the backboard. Very patient. Ivy is now going to pass it over to Daniel. Daniel might go. No, he's going to leave it for Ivy. Ivy challenges to Oni. Oni is a little too high. Ball drops. Some shenanigans on the blue goal line as Ivy was creating some chaos, and Daniel's going to slow down the play. But there's a miscut from Cut here as Blitz trying to do something to slow down the pace, get the rest of his team some time to make a play, but Oni just can't get into that as a scary ball floats in front of Thunderbolts' net.
Yeah, Daniel sending that one downfield, but not really getting the play off of it quite as much as he wanted to. It will be saved away almost immediately. Blitz and Life now up above their own backboard, using the power of friendship to clear that one. Daniel's on low boost, but he will get a bump into his own teammate, lands in the right spot, and somehow, just somehow, lets that roll in.
Yeah, and that's patience. That's a bit of patience, bit of luck. He saw it coming, got the little bump, and went, I just don't have to move, and that's going in. And that's what he did. So tied up in this game. We got 3 minutes and 50 seconds left, and that's been the story throughout this whole time. Except for that one goal, these have been pretty tied-up matches so far. Now Daniel trying to start that pressure again here, looking for that potential shot, maybe the pinch. Doesn't find it. Life is going to call that bluff and clears it out. Ivy with the interception, but now Cut left in a 1v2 situation against Oni, but Oni shot a little high, gives Daniel time to make it back. Now Blitz is going to re-challenge that, look for a center fake to Life. Life's going to center it. Life was the story of last game. Let's see if he can be that player this time again for Lag in this final game of tonight.
I will say I'm a little uncomfortable with how little Thunderbolts are utilizing that backboard of theirs. A lot of times I've found in the higher ranks, you're going to want to go ahead and always keep somebody parked there on that backboard and really make sure that that's covered, because you can't be letting people freely send that right at the backboard. That's how you get free doubles. And, you know, you never really want to be defending from beneath there, as I'm sure most of these players could tell you. As now Daniel, with a free walk down memory lane, he'll take it right to the goal.
Yeah, I need to look at what just happened there, and that might have been just a misrotation. Blitz didn't know that Life was going for that corner boost, and both went for that corner. Daniel, expecting to have to juke around some people, goes, oh wait, there's nobody in front of me, I can just roll it in, and he does. They take the lead, 2-1. Now Life with the kickoff win, saved by Cut. Cut's gonna, pass is gonna be collected by Ivy on the left wall. Ivy trying to fake it, but Blitz does call that. Now Daniel gonna clear it out, getting the double. Leaves it for Cut. Now Ivy lurking in that mid zone in the O zone, looks for that pass. I don't think that was intentional.
You know what? I almost feel like it was. I'm not gonna lie to you. That I feel like he really just flipped right into that. I can't imagine another way that was going to go. But you know, unfortunately, Cut there, not quite getting the touches he was looking for. You see him pause there for just a second, questioning his life choices. But you know, Daniel now on his backboard, like I just said. Gotta have somebody there on the backboard, and he proves why it's so vital. Now on low boost, he gets bumped away by his own teammate. I'm so confused. Is Cut like, you know, maybe upset or something? But I can't tell if that one was intentional at all.
I feel like this is a story of you have that one little slip up, and then it's just trying to get that mental back. Is now a shot from Life almost goes in. Daniel having to play that on defense. Ivy cleared by Life. Now Cut is finally going to get that good clear back out. He's going to have to like get that mental back just to try to. It's really hard, especially when you can. A lot of players, especially in lower ranks and in these leagues, it's really easy to blame yourself for things that happen, but you just got to move past them. Let the game continue to flow, and as long as he can find that, I think this is going to be good. And now it's looking like Blitz off of the back wall to Life. Life to Oni. Now it's Oni v Daniel. Oni's going to look to play it past him, gets the 50. Daniel slips. Oni also slips. Now Life is left to try to take the shot. And like last game, Life breathes another breath of life into lag.
I mean, this is just another clinical play by Thunderbolts. They get it off the backboard so many times that it's just bound to go in at some point. And they do. They confirm it. I was about to say that lag, looks like they might be on the back foot here. But then Thunderbolts slipping up just a little bit, Cut not having quite the greatest touches of this series. And now they're tied up 2-2. That's got to be real rough for the mental, but we'll see if they can get back into it. So that will be crucial to mounting a defense here. Life story up to Oni. Oni with a shot, but Daniel on the goal line there as their guardian angel.
Yeah, Daniel mounting 2 saves throughout this game so far, and now a clear from Ivy. We got just under 30 seconds left of regulation, and we're tied up 2-2 yet again. Both teams trying to scramble to break that tie before end of regulation now as Cut cheats up a little bit early, and Oni is going to beat everybody to the ball, finds the post. Ivy with the squishy save keeps that clean end out, and now play continues. 6 seconds left on the clock. Demos coming in from every direction here, and Oni's shot blocked by Ivy, and that clear from Life, almost trying to do that miracle shot from the game 4, does get it clear.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting series here as 5 seconds is now elapsed in overtime. No team very eager to let their goal be open. Ivy now sending one downfield. Life going to have to touch that. Can't let it go past him. But now Cut on low boost. Does get the 50. Out to Ivy. Daniel now with the pass. Sends it back to Oni, but Oni just taking the time. Control. Up over 1. Gets 2, but no. Daniel there to save it away.
The way that Thunderbolts is playing on defense, they're letting Cut create that pressure and time, and just letting Daniel get back for that last-minute save. It's worked so many times, but it's scary. You think it's going in every single time it happens, but Daniel's just there. Now Daniel trying to get that shot, but Oni's going to carry it over 1, potentially over 2. Cut's going to have to make an emergency jump to get that clear into the back corner, and Ivy now with the long clear. Life caught backflipping. Ivy looking for the center. Is anyone there? Daniel tries, but cuts into rotation, tries for the shot, and just goes a little bit wide.
Yeah, Oni now going to try and go ahead and, pick up the pieces here, get their team rolling in the other direction, but unfortunately, Ivy puts a stop to it. Oni now with the clear out all the way to the other side of the field. Cut on low boost, going to be forced to challenge that one. 50 will go in his favor, though, as Life sends it back downfield. That's a shot on net, and nobody's going to be home. That's a free goal for Lag, and they win the series.
And Life does it again for his team. The last 2 winning sets of shots and goals all coming out of this man here, and what an absolute series this was. Going to game 5, 3 OTs, and at the end of the day, Leg does find that final goal. And again, I think personally, just if you're going off of criticalness to the series, Life has got to be the MVP for me tonight.
Yeah, that was an absolute pivotal game from Life there, coming in clutch factor on multiple different occasions now. Showing that he can be the man of the hour when he needs to be, securing them a win in this best of 5 series, and that's going to be a huge shout out to them for the top tier Rocket League that we just experienced today, pulling it back in not 1, not 2, but 3 different games. Wow.
Yeah, what a series we just witnessed, and I hope everybody watching here, by the way, thanks for tuning in to Champions League. It's an absolutely fantastic place to be, as you can tell right now from the community, and these players absolutely duking it out here on the pitch. And yeah, you just witnessed what we see so much in this league, actually. These crazy games, these crazy matchups, these last-minute comebacks, and this time Lag with that victory. Let's see if we're going to get any interviews here, see if anybody's waiting in that booth.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do have a game to rush into right after this. It was supposed to start at 9, but they were so gracious and waited for us. Phoenix and Tier 1 going to be the teams that are playing ups next, and they've been already waiting for quite a few minutes. So unfortunately, we're going to have to go ahead and get them all ready to go and set up. Zach, I want to thank you so much for casting with me tonight. I also want to shout out Kvox, unfortunately having some technical problems, but was with us for the beginning of this show and here with Spirit with us for the end of the show, though.
Yeah, thank you again for having me. Legend as always, Zan. And yeah, hopefully everybody here enjoys the rest of the night. 2 more series to go. I'll be watching.
Absolutely. We'll be right back with the rest of the triple header. Don't you guys go anywhere. We'll be right back with Tier 1 versus Phoenix right up after this. Take a short break, and then we'll be right back. See you in a little bit. What is going on, everybody? We are back with another game here at Champions League. I am joined by the lovely Twix. How are you today, buddy?
Doing pretty good. Can't wait to cast with you tonight versus Phoenix and Tier 1.
Dude, Phoenix and Tier 1 going to be a very interesting matchup here tonight. Tier 1, unfortunately forfeiting a game here early in the series, even before it was scheduled, I believe. Unfortunately, one of the players has changed their name. And unfortunately, that is against the rule. It did not match up with the Discord name, which is unfortunately something we need to do for statistics purposes and things like that. So, fortunately, that will be they will be issuing a 1 game forfeit for Tier 1, which means Phoenix will be starting 1 game up. Now, I'm not sure exactly how that affects their playoff potential, but Twix, maybe you could tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, since the start of the season, Phoenix had been defeated. They were 0-3, but now in the last 3 weeks, they have gone 3-0. So basically, this is a good win for both teams here. If Phoenix wins, they put their playoff spots at an even higher chance of making it. And if Tier 1 wins, basically all you need is 3 wins to have a chance at a playoff spot. And Tier 1 is sitting at 1-5. So a must win for both Phoenix and Tier 1.
100%. Our teams are filing into the server right as we speak. Just want to make sure that everybody is ready to go before we go ahead and get into it. Any predictions here, Twix? Any, anything that you see might happen here on the field? Any teams that you want to be, taking a closer look at here as we get into the game?
I want to see if Bus can show out for his team tonight, putting them in a really good spot for playoffs for Phoenix here, because Bus has been balling out in Champions League tonight. So we're going to see if he can come out for Phoenix. And honestly, for Tier 1, I don't really have a lot of experience watching Tier 1, so I want to see if they can surprise me tonight.
Yeah, we're seeing here now that the players are all ready to go, so we are going ahead and give them the go ahead to get ready and in the match. Very excited to bring this one to you guys. Tier 1 going up against Team Phoenix, a matchup that has been very, very excited, very, very well awaited. Team Phoenix coming off a hot streak last week where they managed to get a very nice upset. JD Mintz coming out very early in game 1 and securing a fire first blood.
That has a lot of power on it, and nobody was back in time for that, with Def not a Fed coming up the wall when Bus was already going up the wall as well. So a little double commit will bite them here with Tier 1 having first blood. They are down 1 game in the series, so this could really be a great place to start in game 2, basically.
Yeah, as we are, like I said, in game 2, we do find ourselves 1 game up in favor of Team Phoenix. Tier 1 having to forfeit, unfortunately, but they do get a consolatory goal to go along with it here in game 2. As they fight, 1 game down is not an easy position to be in, but now nobody and JD Mintz trying to mount the attack as they try to keep this goal margin going. They'll wait it out a little bit there, play it patient, and kind of just wait for the other team to go ahead and hit it. So they're very willing to keep this 1 goal lead in check. Nobody now with 1 controlled touch over, but doesn't have the boost to follow it. Leaves it free for Bus, and Bus sends it down to JD Mintz, who leaves it right in the middle of the field there.
I mean, a lot of back and forth after that first goal. Can Phoenix get themselves out of this little hole that they're in, as Bus is going to fire one on net, but JD Virus was there in time, and Mintz was there for the squishy save if not. So they will still have no goals here coming into 3:30 on the clock. Can they find themselves a goal to tie this game up, or will Tier 1 get one instead to have a nice 2-0 lead in game 2?
I mean, I did really like that aggressive play coming out from Charge, living up to his name and charging one of the defenders down, completely taking them off the face of the map and really allowing them some space to work. But now that one's going to get right over the defender, and JD Virus secures 1.
I mean, it's a bloodbath here for Tier 1. 2-0. They will be leading, but there is 3 minutes and 11 seconds still on the clock. Can Phoenix dig themselves out of the hole? They've already dug too deep, potentially. So can we see them come back from this, as there could be a kickoff goal, but JD Virus was back in time.
Yeah, very unfortunate situation to find yourself in there. We'll say now Charge sending it down field. Unfortunately, not getting the touch that he was looking for, but nobody an option to send it all the way back. Man, both of these teams going back and forth, but JD Mintz, the man of the hour, finds yet another goal for his team.
Yeah, that is not the touch that Fed wants, and Bus was just there with him. So they will be taking another goal for Tier 1, just basically for free right there. I mean, Fed kind of gave it to him, and that is a long clear downfield by Bus. Gonna give it right up to nobody. Nobody looking for the skies. Can he get that double tap? He's not going to, but it's right there for Mintz. Mintz, not the power on the ball here. So they will still be up 3-0. Can Phoenix come back from this 3-0 deficit?
It's going to be a very difficult task, a tall order for pretty much any team that's out there here in Champions League or otherwise. 3-0 is definitely a wide margin at the RLCS level, let alone here at the semi-pro level. But Charge, taking charge yet again, just like his namesake, prevails. And he throws another one at net off the pass from Def Not a Fed and secures a start to the comeback.
That's a great team play by Phoenix. Now we just need to see more of that for a comeback to be able to happen. There is 2 minutes and 17 seconds left on the clock. It could mean a lot of things. This Charge gonna try and fire one, but it's a little too wide. Nobody in Bus racing for this ball, but the Bus will be there in time, which is kind of hard to say because buses are usually slow, but not this Bus here tonight. But it's not going to work out in their favor, as Buzz didn't really have boost on that play, and it might come back for him, but nobody's just going to flick it far side here, and he will not get that goal. But JD Virus sure will. JD Virus is basically going to air dribble above all of Phoenix. Alice gave it to him for free. He pops it over one, and he just gets the touch, and will seal it. 4-1, Tier 1 leads.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to see a way that the folks over at Team Phoenix come back from this one. We'll say they had a great game last week, or a great match last week in which they were the severe underdogs and managed to bring it back very, very nicely, securing themselves the win last week. And, you know, it's interesting because this is not the Team Phoenix we saw last week. We're seeing glimpses of them as Charge kind of takes charge again, taking it down the field, but Bus not getting involved in the plays as much as I think he'd like to be. Kind of set on the back burner here as Charge and Def Not a Fed take the the role on scoring, and Def Not a Fed, as I say that, takes the charge and actually puts it right in the net.
I mean, that's a great play by Phoenix. Now they just need 2 more of those, and as you were saying earlier, Bus really is not getting as involved as we would like to see him. Bus kind of leads this Phoenix team. He is the captain, I don't know if he's the captain, but he's like the captain on the field as Bubs come out, and it almost just rolls in to the net, but it's not going to go, and Charge is going to sidewall looking for another one, but JD Virus there on the goal line beats Bus, no boost, but 2 players are back for Phoenix. This really isn't a dangerous attack as Mintz kind of goes AFK on the wall here, but he's going to get it to go. Bus saves it, 50 seconds left. Can we see something from Phoenix?
Yeah, we'll have to see something from Phoenix here as they round the corner on the 40-second mark here. It's going to be very difficult, but 2 goals stand between them and a victory here. Nobody now sending one down. Def Not a Fed responds in kind and finds his way towards the goal.
I mean, good plays here from Phoenix. The Charge sends it up to the roof, and it falls right back down into Def Not a Fed's car, and it will be a 1-goal game here. 31 seconds to go. Can Phoenix come back? Well, probably not anymore. Mintz is going to slot that on the kickoff goal. 5-3, Tier 1 leads.
Now, I did check real quick for you in the interim there while you were casting. It does look like Bus is their captain. I just want to make sure I was 100% on that before I went ahead and said it. But Bus being the captain now, that kind of puts a little bit of context on things. Definitely needs to be, up front with the boys and really getting a part of these plays. But unfortunately, he's taken a little bit of a passive role here in these this first match, technically the second of the series. Nobody now, sending that one to the middle. JD Mintz, seeing if he can do something. But no, Def Not a Fed back down the field with the control. Bus up on one. We'll see if they can get a nice little consolatory goal. But no, that's going to go up and over. Low boost for everybody, and unfortunately, that is going to hit the ground. Tier 1 claw back their first match, snagging 1-1 now in the series.
Yeah, I mean, was their penalty game worth it, or will they get this lucky one? Will Phoenix be able to regroup in time for them to come back in a game 3 win to go up 2-1 in the series, or will Tier 1 bounce back with this offensive heavy team chemistry that they already have going here? And can they also get a game 3 win? I mean, I'm looking at the stat sheet here, and we have 11 shots on net from Tier 1 and only oh, never mind. My game loaded me into the next one.
Oh, yeah, no
Just
worries.
Scratch that.
Yeah, definitely a lot of shots coming out, a lot of defense, a lot of offense coming out from Tier 1 and Phoenix, but unfortunately, nothing really landing here for the side of Phoenix, but they will go ahead and find their way into the next game now. So we approach our game 2, here, 5 minutes on the clock and everything's reset. JD Mintz now not eager to let the memory of last match go and gets a nice first blood.
Great shot from Mintz here. I mean, that's an absolute stinger. Fed almost gets to it in time, but he's just going to help it roll into that goal. And that's another 1-0 lead here early in the game, as we saw last game. So can Phoenix come back from this, or will this just be another game, another win here for Tier 1 on the pitch and in Phoenix's head? I mean, we're already seeing nobody's going to come out here. He's going to take it off the wall, trying to find Mintz on the middle pass. Might have been an extra touch too, and it was. So Mintz couldn't get to the ball. Bus going to shut it down. Fed there in time. I don't think Virus was expecting it to be there, but nobody going to take it from his corner. Going to try and dribble around Charge, but Charge is going to deny it here. Mintz looking for a shot on net. It's a little too wide though, but Def Not a Fed just gave it to nobody. That is 2 mess ups in 2 games for Fed, just giving the ball away to the other team. He needs to stop doing that, or they will just keep converting it into goals.
Yeah, nobody did capitalize beautifully off that, though. It was a mistake, and he capitalized. It is exactly how you're supposed to play the game of Rocket League. Wait patiently for your teammate to make a mistake and really see if you can find yourself a position to capitalize on that mistake. JD Virus, known so well for doing it, almost finding one there. But Charge there to save it away. Nobody. See if they can get one. They get it out and around. An interesting pop pass to JD Mintz, and Mintz gets another one.
Now, that right there is the team chemistry that most people need to see here. And that basically just give them the 3-0 lead in this game. Phoenix already down heavily. Can they come back from this?
I'm not sure if they can come back. They're already down so heavily, and we saw last game, once they were down quite a bit, unfortunately, the mental did have a bit of a tough time recharging. Does take a long time for those brains to sort of get that energy back in balance. But Def Not a Fed, gonna try and see if he can get one down the field. Low boost, but he does try and follow it for maybe a 50 there, but it does get the out middle for Bus. Bus just stuffed in the face as he goes for that shot. Nobody now over one. Bus with low boost does get the save, and JD Virus looking for another one, hunting on that goal line. Bus forced to be the savior that they need, the guardian angel in the net. But now Def Not a Fed trying to take this down the field. Fortunately, nobody banging that run right back. Looking like a bit of a game of ping pong here, Twix.
For sure. I mean, after that third goal from Tier 1, it really has been a back and forth matchup. Phoenix has been really good on the defensive side ever since, as nobody's going to try and carry this all the way, but he's not going to get the touch he wants. Going to try and give it to him in the corner. JD Virus looking for that middle pass, looking for Mince on the goal line, but it was 50'd out by one of the Phoenix players. Virus looking for one on net, but not going to get it to go. I mean, Fed again just gives them the ball. He really needs to stop doing that. It's biting Phoenix in the butt here on defense, and it will potentially capitalize it into another tier 1 goal, and they just cannot afford that down 3 with just 2:15 to go.
You really don't want to see it, but unfortunately it is the way that it goes. Nobody now with the control yet again, and does get it over yet another back defender. Unfortunately, Bus, just in a very awkward position, isn't really able to challenge first and make it awkward enough for nobody, and Charge, left in a bad position, does try and make the save to his credit, but just can't get it high enough from that position.
For sure, and I mean, Tier 1, it's a bloodbath out here. No matter how hard Phoenix's defense will be, they will always find the hole. They will always find the gap in Phoenix's defense, and honestly, they have here. I'm looking at the stat sheet, 8 goals from not 8 goals, 8 shots from Tier 1 and 4 goals. So they are shooting 50% from the field, basically, and we have 3 shots on net from Phoenix. So the shot differential from Phoenix to Tier 1 is absolutely massive, and they really need to get out of this hole that they are in.
It's really, really hard to keep yourself healthy mentally when you're in a position just like this. The nerves just start to pile up, and unfortunately, looks like that's what we're seeing here as they try to battle out this game, but honestly, I would really just say skip go next. You may be down 1 in the series, but, it's probably better to sort of rebuild that mental now when you know nothing's going to happen, and nothing's better to jumpstart that process than a goal.
I mean, yeah, that's a good 50 by Bus. Charge not having the boost, but I mean, he still makes do with Mince also not having any boost on the goal line. He's going to get that awesome angle here to put one on the board. Still 4-1. Can they potentially make a comeback? Only a minute and 10 seconds to go, though.
I mean, a minute and 10 seconds is really all you need. I've seen comebacks happen in less time than that, but it will be a tall order. I always say it. Tall order for pretty much any team that you find. But we'll see if Charge can make it happen. Bus on low boost does try to get there, but he's just not going to be much help. Steph Not a Fed tries to get the challenge early. Charge up for it. Just really trying to get in their faces, make it as hard as possible to get it down out of the field. Def Not a Fed now off the wall. He sends it middle. JD Virus there with the beautiful save, and Charge flying past that one. Unfortunately, not getting the hit.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, here we are, crunch time for Phoenix. They're not going to be able to probably convert anything. They just really need to reset their mental, as this game might be over. 15 seconds left. Charge and all of Phoenix are going to miss the wide open net here. 10 seconds. The clock is winding down. Tier 1 is up 3. This could be game over as the clock hits 3, 2, 1, and it will be game once the ball touches the ground here. Tier 1 showing that they can be dominant here, even though they are only 1-5, trying to keep their playoff dreams alive.
Yeah, playoff dreams they are, and, unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to quite go their way. Phoenix, dropping, a worthy attempt here, unfortunately, just outscored and outpointsed. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm making it a word, but outpointsed by our friends over at Tier 1. I mean, geez, 1,200 points to the 710 combined on Phoenix. Not a pretty look.
Let's look at these shots on net here and the saves. So for Tier 1 here, we have, let's see, let me do some math. We have 9 shots on net, and 4 of them went in, right? So we have the 4 shots on net for Phoenix, and 1 of them went in. So the defense and the offense, that's a big gap for Phoenix Tier 1. The saves for Tier 1, only 3. 3 in a 5-minute match. That is something that you really need to get out of here. And I mean, it could be a brutal bloodbath here for Phoenix. They were already up 1-0 in the series, and all they needed was a game to get them on match point. But here, they are sitting on match point.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does look like they're going to be looking for a server reset here. So as we get that restarted, I will just let you know, Twix, it's the same thing, just add a 1 to both the username and password there. As we get that server restarted, we'll see if this really helps out Phoenix here. Said they were looking at, maybe some disconnection issues throughout that match. Maybe that'll be the secret to them, really coming back here and putting in a showing here as they kind of battle back from an unfortunate situation where they were gifted a series in this, or a match in this series, but unfortunately they weren't able to capitalize, and now stand on in the face of defeat at a, I believe, 2-1 deficit.
It is a 2-1 deficit, and Phoenix, they have been making a comeback on their season. They were sitting at 0-3 heading into week 4, and ever since then, they have been winning games. They had the upset over Thunderbolts, and they've just kept winning and winning and winning. Now they're sitting at 500 at a 3-3 record as Tier 1, only 1-5 on the season, and they're just trying to keep their playoff dreams in sight as nobody going to put one in early in this game with a powerful flick to get them up 1.
Yeah, nobody coming back in, being a little bit quiet this series. I think he's usually been a bit of more of an active role on this roster, but taking the backseat here, letting his teammates kind of have some fun on the map, and really setting people up for success is what he's done so far. But now being a little bit louder, saying a little bit of words as he sends one towards the net and tries to make sure we don't forget about him here. Def not a Fed. With a shot on net, possibly. No. JD Mintz now. See if you can do something with it. Nobody going to try and take this one downfield now. It's Charge going back down the other side of the field. And again, this game of ping pong as both teams are not eager to make a mistake.
I mean, yeah, and as the ball is rolling towards the Phoenix's side, can they be able to convert it as JD Virus going to try and put it on net, but Bus is there to deny it. It's Charge, no boost on the backboard, also going to deny it. But JD Virus has basically a full tank of boost. He's trying to rise over. Can he beat Bus? He's going to get a 50 right back into Phoenix's corner. I mean, the offense heavy from Tier 1 already showing here as Phoenix, no shots on net whatsoever in Tier 1, 1 goal and 3 shots on net. The offense to defense differential here for both teams is an absolute wild scene as Virus going to take it from Charge, looking for one again, but not going to get it. 3:30, clock's winding down. Only 1 goal is what Phoenix needs to get back into this match. So can they do it?
I don't know. It's going to be a very difficult situation for them as they've really struggled with the offense in this series. So one gets sent down the field. I say that, but Bus wakes up and sends one home.
I mean, that's a great shot by Bus. Puts Vince in a, when he's already supersonic, and it puts him in a spot to where he can't slow down, or it could be life and death. So he has to keep on trucking through, and he's just not going to be able to get to that ball, and Bus will make him pay the price. As Mint's going to try and fire one downfield, but it's not going to get through Bus himself. A bump comes out. Can Bus get to that one? No, he cannot. Nobody soars through the skies off Mint's pass and off Charge's bad touch, and he will put them up 1 once again.
I mean, Bus was there on the backboard, and he was there to save it, but unfortunately, there's not a whole lot you can do with low boost like that. And as I said, low boost, I think he was actually on 0 boost there, which makes that even more difficult. But here's huge props to him for not giving up and going for it, almost making the save there. Now JD Mintz down the field. We'll see what he can do in the opponent's corner. Charge taking nice control over that, dribbling it down, but gets demoed. The aggressive play really coming in from Tier 1 as they don't really want to let this kind of linger, don't want to let this confidence fade. Don't want to give Team Phoenix a chance to get back in this at all.
Definitely not, especially when you are already down 1 game in this series. And if they just get 1 here, it can go to game 5, but they could just seal it right here with just 2:20 on the clock to go. So can Tier 1 keep trucking through this matchup, or will they be able to give Phoenix the time and space that they can have to get one on the board here? I mean, right now it's not looking too swell, but a double commit does come out, and JD Mintz just puts one in front of the net, but nobody clears out. Gonna get another touch. Bus was not expecting.
I will say Tier 1 looking a little awkward in their own corner, which is probably the place you'd least expect them to be looking awkward. But now nobody turning around, straightening that tie, and making sure that he looks dapper. So he sends that one towards net and scores. Secures himself a nice 2-goal lead here going into the final 2 minutes.
I mean, yeah, final 2 minutes here. It's crunch time for Phoenix. Can they get back into this? It's definitely a tall task here. So I can see it happening, but other people might not be able to. 1:45 to go. That's a good and bad thing. The clock's winding down, but they have so much time, and it's just not going to be able. It might not be able to. Yeah. I mean, we're looking here at a shot on net from Virus, trying to get one more on the board for Tier 1, but he's not going to be able to get it to go. And nobody soars up to the skies, looking for a pass off the backboard. Mintz looking for one just off the crossbar. Is JD Virus there? He is! I mean, the pass play, it was definitely a tactical pass play. I don't think Mintz was trying to get it off the crossbar, but it happens, and Virus was in the right place at the right time. 4-1, 1:15 to go. It is crunch time for Phoenix.
I mean, it's just those double commits that have been really killing Team Phoenix here on the back line, sending 2 people there and getting them both stuck on the backboard or on the crossbar there. Fortunately, not going to do you any favors. But now Tier 1 really looking to solidify, put the nail in the coffin. JD Vance puts one towards net, but Bus with a beautiful squishy save. Looks like he might be warming up a little bit. Took him a little minute to get into this game, but he's here now. So they send another one downfield. This will be caught by JD Mintz and sent towards the middle. JD Virus now following it up very closely. I will say that the rotations and the positioning here from Tier 1, they've had a couple of moments where they've been lacking, but for the most part, been very consistent with making sure they're in the right place at the right time.
They definitely have, and I can't really say the same for Team Phoenix here. There's been multiple triple commits on the goal line, so they really can't blame themselves for bad comp. I mean, they can definitely blame themselves for bad comps, but they can't blame their teammates if they're not calming to get on the goal line here. I have no idea what I'm saying. I'm just talking at this point, as this is probably game over, and it will be. Tier 1, we're down 1 game in this series, and they have came all the way back to put this series to sleep. Tier 1 will complete their 2nd win of the season here versus Phoenix.
Wow, what a matchup from both teams. Tier 1 clawing it back from a 1-0 series at the very beginning of this, forfeiting a match very early to an unfortunate technical error from one of the team members. It will be a Tier 1 victory, however. Tier 1 clawing that back and managing to take the series. We'll be seeing if they can get in here for interviews, but why don't you talk to us, Twix, a little bit about the stats that you saw from that match?
For sure, and I mean, it was a hard-fought battle from Tier 1 to be able to come back, not already down 1 game here, and they really did make matters worse. Yeah.
Yeah, very unfortunate situation for Phoenix, as they are going to be struggling going into the playoffs here. It's taking a look at their later playoff run. Fortunately, not going to be a good position to find themselves in. However, I believe we do have some interviews coming in here. I'm not sure if they're coming in. All 3 want to. No worries. Send them in then. We'll take them.
We will take them, and I really want to hear how they came into this matchup feeling, and honestly, I want to see how they could regain into this series, as they were down a game. I've said it multiple times, but they were down a game and that could really chalk someone's mental already down a game without even playing, and they didn't even lose a game all series. So
100%.
yeah.
Well, it does look like we have a few of our team members coming in from Tier 1. Go ahead and throw them in here and get them all ready to go. How are you, Tier 1 folks? Pleasure to have you guys in the booth with us. Don't know what that sound was, but we're not going to question it. How are you guys today?
Good, amazing.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Dude, that's awesome. Good to hear. Thank you guys for coming in for the interview, and thank you guys for giving us an awesome game of Rocket League to watch. You know, going into this, you guys were one game down in the series already. What was the mindset like going into this, and how did you guys manage to pull yourselves back?
We were confident. We were fine.
I think the
Yeah.
first thing I said to the team was, guys, it doesn't matter because we were looking for a 3-0 anyways.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Twix, I'll pass you off to the next question there.
I mean, how were you guys feeling already down a game without even playing? Did that like hurt your guys' mental, or were you guys just like, oh yeah, this is easy, they can have a game?
Actually, no. We went into this with a mindset of we were gonna come out victorious no matter what. And that's what we did. We 3-0'd.
Well,
Definitely.
we were relatively impressed there. I mean, genuinely, you guys, going into a game one game down is, or going into a series one game down, it's never an easy task. Was there, anything in the communication that you guys did to keep yourselves specifically positive? Is there maybe a team member that's to thank for that, keeping that mentality up even in the face of something like that?
Nobody, you want to take this one?
Yeah, we were all just encouraging each other. Mintz did the name change, and we had to do the forfeit for the game one. I was like, bro, don't even stress it. We're here to have fun. We're here to win. It doesn't matter. It's not like we're here playing for a big cash cup or nothing. So we're cool going in.
Interesting. Twix, I'll let you take the last question here before we go ahead and finish off this interview, because I don't want to take up too much of these guys' time.
Honestly, I don't really have any questions for him. It was a great hard fought win here. And I mean, you guys got it done in basically a 3-0 sweep, but it was 4 because of your guys' little mishap in here. So
Yeah, it looks better on paper.
got it done. Yeah.
Well, 100%, guys. Thank you guys for joining us for your words of wisdom and whatnot for this game and your wonderful game of Rocket League that we got to witness here tonight. And definitely, one final question real quick before you guys head off. Any teams, looking into the future, any teams that you're excited about, any teams that you might be a little bit scared for, maybe planning ahead for?
I think we're just excited.
I don't have big eyes on anybody. I'm not really been keeping up too much. I kind of been out of the loop. Cub invited me back so I can try to get another chip because I got season 1. So I'll have to be watching some more of the games to see what the teams are looking like. I don't really know very many people in here.
100%.
Me personally, I feel like any team that you throw at us, they're gonna get the hammer. So
I like that mentality. That's the mentality we're going to stick with for the rest of the season.
I was going to say, you heard it here first, folks. Our friends over at Tier 1, anyone who messes with them is getting the hammer slammed down on them. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, and thank you guys for, taking some time out of your day to talk to us.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Thank you for having us.
Wonderful. Well, that was the folks over at Tier 1. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We had a wonderful night of Rocket League here. We do have some more going on for you very, very soon at 11:30. We've got Reapers versus... my goodness, it would be great if I could remember the other team's name. BDG. Reapers versus BDG at 11 o'clock tonight. Don't go anywhere. It's not even an hour from now. Whatnot. I believe it's 11. I might have to double check that. Yes, it is. Not even an hour from now, so don't go anywhere. We're going to go ahead and stop the stream for now, but we will be back in just a little bit with some more Rocket League for you guys. So don't go anywhere. Maybe go grab a snack, go to the bathroom, whatever it is you need to do, go do it. But make sure you're back here at 11 o'clock for Reapers versus BDG. Twix, anything else you got to say to the folks over at home?
Thank you guys for tuning in so much. It has been an honor to cast for you guys tonight, and I will hopefully see you next time.
Awesome. Thank you guys. That's been us for over here at Champions League. Love you guys very much. Thank you guys for watching and have a wonderful night. Stay safe, everybody.